sorry, no sound. Oh, sorry guys, I was just putting the sound off. So today in this live stream we will be talking about the two important data structures inside JavaScript, which is called as map and set. So both these data structures are very much useful in interview questions, guys. If you're going for a JavaScript interview, then definitely these two data structures are very much important. Both these data structures are objects, maps and sets. So you can see we have declared this. If you just see here in the console what is printing out here, if I see here, you will see this is a set here. It contains 4 entries out there: first, second, third, fourth. So as you can see inside array like structure, the entries start from 0. So you can see that on the right hand side, this is, we are console logging this set here. You will see that it contains 3 values out there, which is A, B, C, D. You will see A, B, C, D. So this is a set, guys. Basically set is nothing but a unique set of values. So now if I want to repeat this value, let's suppose I repeat this value, and let's suppose I put here again A here. Let's suppose I duplicate this value. So what will happen now? It will give you this error, guys. You will see this duplicate value will not be printed out. You can see it takes only the unique values inside the set like structure. This is the advantage of using set. So let's suppose you have a duplicate values. Those duplicate values will not be repeated inside this data structure. You can see basically it's an object. You can see inside this curly brackets, this is an object here. It contains 4 values out there. All these values are unique, and you can see that in the left hand side we have duplicated these values. We are repeating A twice, and let's suppose I repeat here B twice also, but only, you can see only the unique values will be printed out inside this set like data object. You can see that A, B, C, D. You can see that A, B, C, D. That A was printing out twice here. It ignored this duplicate A, and also it ignored this duplicate B also. So you can see that. Let's suppose you only want to access a specific structure. If you put like this, what it will do right here, it comes out to be undefined, because if you closely look here, it's a object. So how we can access the property? We can simply say here letters A. So it also comes out to be undefined. So what we need to do is that, basically if you see here, this is an object here. So you can see that letter A. So how to get a value of a specific element, how we can do that? So basically how to get the value. So for getting these values, guys, we can use a simple for each loop here. The first way is very simple. You can declare this set like this, and also you can declare the set in a another way by using a add method. Let's suppose you have declared an empty set here. This is an empty set here. Let's suppose you have declared an empty set here. Now you need to add some values. So what we can do is that you can use the add method, which is available inside this set data structure, and here you can add a new value to this. So if you now console log this and console log letters here, so what will happen here? So this is your data structure. You will see it will contain exactly one object here. In this object we have this value, which is A. So you can even add some more values here. Letters, add B. So now you can see this data structure of set contains exactly 2 values. So this can be number also, guys. You can also add a number as well. So this can be any data type, number, string, object as well. You can now see this is it can also be an object as well. So letters add, and then we can add an object here which contains 2 properties, which is name and age. So you can see that this contains this object, the 4th element, which is an object. So this is the string value, first, second, this is a number value, and the 4th one is an object. You will see it contains 2 properties here, value, you will see that, and the value is age, name. This is an object, and you can even contain array as well, guys. You can add array as well, 0, 2 like this. So the fifth element will be an array. If you closely notice, this is an array here. This is an object, number, string type. So the data type can be anything, guys, inside this set data structure. You will see it's an array here which contains 2 elements here, which is 0, 2. And now, guys, please hit that like button, guys. First of all, subscribe the channel as well. And now how we can get this, how we can print the values. So we can print the values simply by using for each loop, guys. If you know the for each loop, basically it is used for looping through the array of objects. So basically this is the array of objects. It contains array of objects. Basically set is a very special data type, data structure, guys, but essentially it's an object. If you just see here, if you put here let's suppose letters instance of, just print, if you want to print this out, what will happen here is not callable. So I need to say here we will use the instance of operator and we will pass the letters here. So it will exactly tell you whether it's an object, or you can say here like this here, letters instance of. So it will exactly tell you basically what it is. I think how to get that instance value, just wait. Okay, we can use the type of operator, guys, basically to find out the data type of any variable. So I will pass this variable, so it will exactly tell me the data type. You can see that on script 11 line, it's an object. You will see that set data structure is an object. Essentially it's an object. It contains various data types. Either it can contain string, number, object, arrays, all that stuff. So basically essentially it's an object. So we loop through objects, guys, using the for each loop here. So here we can replace our array of objects name, which is letters, and for each letter, guys, we can get the value. So we can simply say here letter dot value. That's it. So it contains this value property, guys. You will see that if you closely notice here, let me see. Letters for each function. Oh, sorry, you can sorry, this don't need to be a letter dot value, it needs to be simply letter. So it will, you can see that it will print out the values here, which is a, b, 3. This is an object here, which is age, name, and this is an array here which contains 2 properties here, which is 2 records, 0, 1. So in this way, guys, you can loop through all the elements which are present inside the set data structure. And please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well. And the next thing, guys, you can even do like this also. Let's suppose you can get all the elements. If you don't want to use for each loop, instead what you can do is that you can use the second scenario here. We can declare a, let's suppose a text variable here, which will be initialized to empty, and then simply we can use a simple for loop and const x of, and then basically the letters, and here we can call the values method of set data structure. So this will essentially return all the values which are present inside the set data structure, and now you can simply append all the values like this, text plus is equal to, and then you can simply say here x, and then we need to add a line break like this. So now we can simply add this. Basically we can show this on the screen. So we can simply add this id field here, div id result, and simply we can show this on the result. So document.get element by id result dot inner html t text. That's it. So if you now see, guys, on the screen, we will print out all the values of the object. You will see that we have this set data structure. It contains the first property as alphabet, which is a alphabet, then we have the b alphabet, and then we have the numeric value, which is 3. This is an object. You will see that this is an object, This is an array which contains 0 value and 2 value. So in this way, guys, you can print out all the values which is present inside the set data structure. It's very much easy, and you can see that. And basically, guys, if you want to use a second method, entries method, this also does the same thing. This also does the same thing, guys, which is called as instead we can declare a iterator object, my iterator, and after that we can simply call here letters, and there is a method called as inside the set data structure which is called as entries. So basically, guys, it returns and value comma value pairs of for every value in the set. So now we can simply again print this out. So we can simply say const x of the iteratable that we calculated. So we will simply replace here my iterator, and then we can simply loop through. You can see that this will return this in this form, guys. You can see value comma value pair. As the set data structure, guys, doesn't contain key value pairs, it only contains the value comma value pair. So that's why you will see that it will print this structure out: a comma a, b comma b, 3 comma 3. This is object comma object, and then we have array comma array. So this is your set data structure, guys. Basically it is used in algorithms in JavaScript. You need to be having some kind of knowledge about this. Basically, essentially, it's an object. It contains value comma value pairs, and the most important thing to keep in mind, guys, it contains only the unique values. You can't be duplicating values inside this data structure. This is the quality of this data structure. It only contains the unique values. So basically, if you are developing any sort of game or any sort of application where you only want the unique values, then you can use this data structure. So one other thing that you will simply want to do that, guys, which is called as if I show you, if I want to prove it whether or not it's a set data structure or not, we can console log a statement here, which will be, we can call this set, and then we can simply call the instance of operator, and then we can call the data type. So it will exactly tell you whether it's a set or not by using instance variable. It will return true. You will see that it will return true because it's a set data structure. Because if I declare a string variable, let's suppose this is John here. So again, if I want to print out whether this x variable is an instance of string, if I just write here string here, again it will return the true value. String is not defined, but I think it should be capital string. So again you will see it will return false. It is saying that x is an instance of string, but it is returning false here. Let me see, guys, why it is returning false. Let me just print out type of x. So okay, I think it's a string, guys. You will see that it's a string. So we can simply say here instance of then we also need to write this instance. We need to put the variable here, which is letters, instance of set. You will see true. So please hit that like button, guys. Subscribe the channel as well. So we can write here x string. Let me put capital string here. So it is saying false. I don't know why, because x is a string here. You can see that. If I change this to number here, let's suppose put a number here. It is saying that integer So in this way guys, you can basically with the help of these operators, you can just find out whether this element is an instance of this data structure or not. It will return a boolean value. And similarly guys, we will discuss the next data structure, which is called as map. As you know guys, sets are the objects. Basically the second point about sets are they only contain unique values, and sets are value comma value pairs. It only contains the value, it doesn't contain the key parameter. So this is the 3 points that you need to keep in mind while basically if you are going for a job interview. Someone will ask you what is set data structure in JavaScript. You will obviously tell him that it's a unique, it contains unique data structure, unique data types. It's essentially an object, and basically it contains value comma value pairs. Now we're coming back to the map guys. We can simply declare a map like this, new map, and it's also object guys. It's a data structure, so we can call its constructor function like this here. So it will create a new map object, and basically if you console log in the browser what happens, so what it will do guys, you will see that essentially it's a data structure, map data structure. And the most important thing to keep in mind guys, because it contains a specific property which tracks how many elements are present inside the map. So you can see essentially this size property is initialized to 0 here. As you add elements inside this map guys, this value will increase. So what it will say is, now to add the values inside the map structure, basically we can also do like this. In the constructor itself we can pass an object, we can pass this array here, we can pass this array. So this contains a key value pair guys. The first, this will be the key pair, and the next one is the actual value that you need to store. So apples, I think grapes, and then we have I think mango 800. So now what happens guys, if you now console log it, you will exactly see, it will tell you 6 elements are present right here, 3 elements are present, and there is a property here which is called as map.size. So if you just console log this property, you will see that only 3 will be returned to you, because 3 elements are present inside the map structure here. You will see that this is the first element, second element, and third element. So essentially guys, it can contain any data structure, and it tracks a unique variable which tracks the size of the array, size of the data structure, and you will see that. And if you want to have a specific property guys, if you only want to print out specific property, what you will do is that in that scenario, you can even set variables guys using the method which is set, which is there inside this map data structure. You can just pass the value here. Let's suppose I pass a name parameter and put here John. So now guys, it contains 4 values, because 3 in the constructor and 4th is by using this set method. So now if you console log this, what will happen? Now we will have 4 properties out here in the map operator. This was apples, grapes, mango, and the 4th one is, you will see that, name and John. So in this way guys, you can dynamically add properties to map data structure. And now to set the data structure in command, we will simply say here map.value. So after this guys, we can, after setting this map structure, what we can do is that you can see that after we have added this value to the map here, as I showed you, if you console log the map.size, it will increase from 3 to 4. So now this time this will show here 4 here. If you closely notice here, 4 is written because we added this element after the constructor using this set method. And now to get the value of a specific element guys, specific key here, how we can do that? It's very simple. We simply need to say here the structure dot get, and then we need to provide the key parameter here. Either it can be apples, grapes, mango, and name. So let me provide here the name property. So what will happen, guys, you will see it will return this value which is present inside this map data structure, which contains this key parameter which is name. And if you now open this application, you will see this John printed out. So exactly that I'm telling you guys how to retrieve values from a map data structure using this get method, how to store it using set method. And after this, guys, what we need to do is that now to get a simple map, get a single record. So now to get a single record from this map structure, guys, which essentially contain 4 properties, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what we need to do, guys, you will see that we have this map object here. So after this, guys, what we need to do is that we will use the get method to get a specific map data element. So we can simply use here again console log map.get, and inside this we will pass our app dot. You will see that here we are using the get method, and here we need to provide the key parameter here. So simply if I provide this name parameter here, it will exactly return to me John. You will see that. So you can see that, guys, we are fetching a single record from this map data structure. We are passing this name parameter here. If I delete this statement, map.get name. So if you now check your console, guys, what will happen? It will return this value which is John. You will see that. Let's suppose if I store an object here. So let's suppose a user object. And inside the second parameter I store an object which contains a username property. So this will contain 2 properties, username and age. This is an object that we are storing it inside the map data structure. Now to fetch this object, guys, we will once again use the key parameter here, map.get, and then user. That's it. So now if you see, guys, basically it contains this object, username and age, and then you can access easily by storing it inside a variable and then using the dot syntax. So you can see that how you can see that it contains 2 properties. So this was the overall view, guys, how these 2 data structures are connected with each other, map and set. And apart from this, guys, it also provides you some basic methods. Let's suppose you have declared your map here. If you want to delete it, a specific element, you will simply say here letters, which was, I think, yeah, we have declared this map operator here. Let me rename it map dot. This contains a method which is delete if you want to delete a specific key value pair. So let's suppose I want to delete this user key value pair. So what I will pass, will simply pass the user, that's all. So this will automatically delete that from the map operator. So once again, if you see, so you can see that, guys, we have taken the example here of map and set data structure, and this contains some useful methods. If you want to delete a specific value from the map, let's suppose I want to delete this key value pair, I will provide this to the delete method and I will provide this key parameter here. And if you check here on the left right hand side, it is saying user is not defined. So I think it is saying map.set fruits.delete. I think it doesn't contains an object. I think you only need to pass a string and integer value. If you now refresh your application, it is saying that if user is not defined, map.delete. So please hit that like button, guys. Subscribe the channel as well if you're watching it for the very first time. We are discussing about two data structures which are called as map and set. And if you see here, inside your map data structure, guys, you will see this is map.set that we are passing here, fruits.delete. This is a map data structure here. We are setting the values. If you just console log it, in the right hand side you will see that the values will be printed out. Exactly, it contains 5 elements. You can see that each is an object. This is apples, grapes, mango, name, user. So you will see that. So let's suppose, guys, I want to delete this. I will simply call here, which is, I can call this as user.set. So here we can simply call a method, guys, user.delete, and here we need to pass the key parameter here. So the key parameter simply is this parameter here. So I need to remove this key, which is name, and again console log the user. So what will happen? If you see, now it will contain 4 elements here. That user element was deleted. You will see 3, 4. User element is now deleted here. So now it is only showing that name parameter is not showing here. So we have deleted this using this delete method, which is present inside the map data structure. And if you want to delete all the elements, guys, you can simply use the clear method to clear all the map. So we can simply call here user.clear. So if you want to delete all the elements which are present, you can see nothing will be printed out. Size again is set to 0. You can see all the elements in the map is deleted. This is a clear method, guys. Then we have a special conditional parameter, guys. So we have this parameter which is has method. So it returns a boolean value, guys, whether a property is present or not. So here we need to provide the name value. So it will now, you can see it will return true here in this case, because this key value which is present inside 5 elements are, you can see, used here. This is a Phillips, you can see. Yeah, sorry, this is a key parameter, guys. You will see that this is the key parameter here. This is the actual value here, and you can see we are first of all checking if this value, if this key parameter is present inside the whole map object. So it returns a boolean value, either true or false. So you will see, if I now console log this value here on the console on the right hand side, so what you will see, guys, so if it contains this property or not, so you will see true value is returned to us because this value is present, this key parameter is present. And let's suppose if I want to delete this, so we can simply call user.delete, and we will delete this value. So now this value is deleted, and now we are accessing this, we are comparing it. So now it will return false in this case, so no entry is there. So now we have seen, guys, how to delete entries, how to add entries inside map data structure, how to do conditional rendering as well, just to check any sort of element is present or not. Now to loop through, guys, all the elements which are present right here in the map, it's very simple. Basically, we will again declare text variable, and then we can simply here, sorry, users dot for each, and after this, guys, we can simply say here users. You will see that this is a name, and basically, guys, it returns a key value pair. So this will be the key and this is a value. So we can simply now concatenate it to this. So we can simply say here we can print out the key dash value, and also we need to put it, you can see that. So we are looping through all the elements which are present inside the map data structure, guys. You will see we are using again this for each loop. It returns a key value pair here, so we are simply looping through it and appending it to the text variable. So right here we can simply add this text area, which is document.get element, sorry, so if you see here, guys, what I wanted to show you, so you can see we have declared this id result, and we will just say here inner HTML, which is text. So what will happen, guys, it will see so if you now refresh it, so you can see that, let me just, so you can see that text variable is empty, so we need to change the map to user. For each user, guys, you will see we have the value and the key parameters, so simply we are looping through it. So you can see that I have given this ID, which is result. We need to manipulate the inner HTML, which is equal to text. So now you can see that, guys, which is apples is equal to 500 grapes. So you can see that, guys, we have this apples, you can see that 800, apples is equal to 500, grapes is equal to 500, mango is equal to 80, and John, name is equal to John, and user is equal to 24. Exactly these five properties are returned to us, guys, which is key value pairs. This is actually the key where it is holding this parameter here. You can delete elements by using this key parameter, and also you can render out all the variables inside map data structure using the for each loop. So this is the ultimate example shown you guys in this live stream between grapes and set data structure. If you like this video, then please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well if you're watching it for the very first time. So 7 people are watching the stream, guys. If you have any sort of question related to this topic, which is map and set data structures, you can ask me in the comment section. I will definitely try to answer all the questions here. So please hit that like button, guys, subscribe the channel as well, I built a Python Flask app where an AI generates for your text content like I write for me a YouTube video description or a question like write for me as a story. Do you think it's a good to get hired? Okay, have you developed it on your own? So it's a very good opportunity to add that project inside your resume, and definitely you will get a job based upon that. So it's a very good situation that you are landing in. So definitely it's a very good situation. So if you don't have any sort of questions, guys, then we can simply switch off this live stream.